Hey, buddy, hit that subscribe. Just a sec for you, but it means the world to me. My name's Connor Hale, and 11 months ago, I was sleeping on a scratchy hotel mattress, staring at a popcorn ceiling, wondering how a 9-year marriage blew up overnight the second real money entered the chat. Today, I own one of the fastest growing construction companies in Austin, Texas, and the same prenup my wife's rich family forced me to sign is the exact thing that wrecked them. Yeah, karma doesn't miss. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Back then, I was 43, clocking long hours as a senior project manager, making decent money by blue-collar standards, not flashy, but solid. 90-ish grand a year. Enough to keep life comfortable. My wife, Isabella, and I lived in a modest 3-bedroom near Zilker Park. Nothing fancy, but it was ours. Or so I thought. I'd worked construction since my early 20s. Started as a framer making scraps. Climbed my way up through busted knuckles and brutal summers. Luxury condos, high-rise projects, million-dollar timelines. I ran crews, dealt with architects, and fixed mistakes other people try to hide. One thing construction teaches you real fast: details matter. Paperwork matters. And shortcuts always come back to bite you. That lesson would end up saving my life. Isabella, on the other hand, came from old Texas money. The kind of money that smells like oil wells, country clubs, and my grandfather owned this land before Austin was cool. Her family, the Whitmores, owned chunks of commercial real estate all over downtown. 6th Street, Capital Area, big dog territory. They never liked me. They tolerated me, barely. To them, I was a construction guy their daughter married during a phase. That attitude was loud, and clear the day they dragged me into a lawyer's office and shoved a prenup across the table. Just business, her dad said, smiling like a shark in a suit. I signed it because I was young in love and dumb enough to believe love was enough. Spoiler alert, it's not. The prenup basically said what was theirs stayed theirs, what was mine stayed mine, and anything earned during the marriage was shared. Simple, clean, fair. At least that's how it looked on paper. For 9 years, we lived a normal life. Sunday dinners at her parents' mansion where I felt like a temp employee. Fake smiles. Quiet judgment. Her brother never worked a real job, but somehow had an executive title. Her mom hosted charity events she couldn't even pronounce. And Isabella? She worked part-time at an art museum. More passion project than paycheck. Most of the time, we were good. Normal couple stuff. Future plans. Talked about kids. Bigger house someday. She had one habit that always cracked me up, though. Every single week, she bought lottery tickets. Same numbers. Always. Someday, she'd say, "These are going to change everything." I used to laugh it off. Man, I shouldn't have. Because on a random Thursday afternoon in November, my phone rang, and my entire life flipped upside down. I thought winning the lottery would bring happiness. I had no idea it would turn my wife into a stranger and her family into enemies willing to erase me overnight. The call came in while I was standing on a job site in East Austin, hard hat on, blueprints in my hand, arguing with an electrician about timelines. My phone buzzed. Isabella. I almost ignored it. Good thing I didn't. She was screaming so loud I had to pull the phone away from my ear. Not crying, not laughing. Screaming, like something insane just happened. "Connor, oh my God, we did it. We've won." I honestly thought she meant some art grant or museum thing. Maybe a raffle. Won what, babe? The lottery. The big one. 16.8 million. My brain straight up blue screened. I left the site without clocking out, jumped in my truck, and drove like I stole it. When I got home, she was spinning around the kitchen, lottery ticket in her hand, tears streaming down her face. After taxes, it came out to just over 11 million. $11 million. For about 30 minutes, life felt unreal, like we'd finally unlocked easy mode. Pay off the house, start my own construction company, help family, breathe. She kept saying, "We're rich, we're rich." That word mattered, because it didn't last. That same night, her entire family showed up unannounced. Champagne, expensive smiles, fake hugs. Her dad popped a bottle like this was his win, but something felt off. They didn't look at me the same. It was subtle, side eyes, conversation stopping when I walked in, whispers in corners, like I'd suddenly become optional. Her dad kept saying things like, "This kind of money needs structure, professional oversight, family protection." Protection from who? Over the next couple days, Isabella changed too. She took calls in other rooms, started acting distant. When I talked about paying off debt or finally launching my own company, she brushed it off. We need to slow down. My dad knows people. We shouldn't rush. Our money turned into her money real quick. 3 days after the win, she told me to come home early. I walked into the living room and froze. Her entire family was sitting there like it was a board meeting. Suits, designer bags, cold faces. Her dad cleared his throat. "Son, this lottery changes things." I said, "Yeah, it changes everything." That's when Isabella finally spoke, voice shaky, eyes not meeting mine. "I think we should take some space." My stomach dropped. Then she said it. "The money is mine." Just like that. 9 years erased. Her dad leaned forward and dropped a bomb. The prenup protects Isabella. The winnings are her separate property. They wanted me gone. That night, I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just stood up, nodded, and said, "All right." They thought I was folding. They had no idea what I was about to do. They kicked me out with nothing but a suitcase and a hotel room. What they didn't know, I was about to turn their own prenup into the most expensive mistake of their lives. That night, I checked into a cheap hotel near the airport. Beige walls, weird carpet smell. One of those places where the ice machine never works. Room 247. I sat on the edge of the bed staring at my suitcase, trying to wrap my head around how 9 years of marriage ended over a stack of paper and a winning ticket. I could have spiraled. Instead, I locked in. See, construction teaches you something real important. Feelings don't fix problems. Documentation does. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's tracking details. While Isabella and her family were popping champagne, I opened my laptop and started digging. Texas family law, community property, prenups, lottery winnings. I read until my eyes burned. Here's the key thing most people don't know. In Texas, anything bought during a marriage is presumed community property unless proven otherwise. And then I remembered something. Every single lottery ticket Isabella ever bought came from our joint account. Same debit card, same bank, for 9 years. So I did what I always do on a big project. I built a paper trail. I downloaded 9 years of bank statements, highlighted every lottery purchase, dates, times, amounts, locations. $50 here, $50 there, sometimes twice a week. It added up to over 20 grand, all community money. Then I pulled the prenup out of file cabinet, and that's when I felt my heartbeat change. Buried in legal language was a line so beautiful it deserved its own spotlight. Any prizes or winnings acquired during the marriage shall be considered community property. Not maybe, not unless. Shall. They forced me to sign the very document that could torch their entire plan. I knew I needed backup. So I maxed a credit card and booked a consultation with one of the nastiest divorce attorneys in Austin. Older guy, sharp eyes, zero patience for BS. He read the prenup once, then again, then smiled. Your in-laws just played themselves. He explained it straight. They assumed I wouldn't read it, wouldn't fight, wouldn't understand the law. Big mistake. But he also warned me they fight dirty. Delay tactics. Expensive lawyers. Intimidation. I didn't care. I was already sleeping in a hotel. What else could they take? Meanwhile, Isabella was flexing online like she'd already won. New luxury car. Designer bags. Fancy trips. Posting everything. She was spending lottery money like it was Monopoly cash. And every post, every receipt, every flex, evidence. She was mixing the money, proving it wasn't separate anymore. Perfect. I wasn't chasing revenge. I was chasing fairness, and the storm was just getting started. They thought they could drown me in lawyers and scare me into silence. What they didn't know, I had proof, and I was about to make their own attorney destroy their case. The moment Isabella officially filed for divorce, her family went nuclear. Within 48 hours, I started getting letters, thick envelopes, legal language so aggressive it felt personal. Their lawyer wasn't just expensive, he was legendary. The kind of guy rich families hire when they want someone crushed quietly. Hourly rate? Over $1,000. The message was clear: back off or get buried. They called my claim frivolous. Said I was trying to steal what wasn't mine. Threatened sanctions. Dragged my name through legal mud. Here's the thing, though. Intimidation only works when you don't have receipts. My lawyer, and I stayed calm, methodical. We responded with facts, bank records, transaction logs, screenshots of Isabella's spending spree. And that's when they made their first real mistake. In one of their rush filings, their own attorney admitted the lottery ticket was bought during the marriage with community funds. Black and white. Signed. Filed. When my lawyer showed me, I just stared at the screen. They had handed us a loaded weapon. After that, the tone shifted. Suddenly, settlement offers started rolling in. First offer? Not even 7 figures. I laughed. Next one doubled. Then tripled. Each time, they framed it like they were doing me a favor. Be realistic. This is more money than you'll ever see again. Funny how fast arrogance turns into panic. Behind the scenes, they were scrambling, hiring private investigators, trying to dig up dirt, following me to job sites, grocery stores, even fast food joints. They found nothing, because I lived clean. Then they tried something nastier, claiming I was controlling, emotionally abusive, trying to rewrite history to make me look like the villain. Problem was, Isabella's own social media killed that story. Years of posts showing freedom, luxury trips, smiles. Not exactly the profile of someone being controlled. The pressure was brutal. Legal bills stacked up. Credit cards maxed. Retirement account drained. But every time I thought about quitting, I remembered the look on their faces when they told me to pack my bags. So I stayed the course. Then, 3 days before trial, Isabella showed up at my hotel room, unannounced, crying, panicked. She offered me more money than I'd ever dreamed of if I'd just walk away. I didn't, because at that point, it wasn't about the money anymore. She thought throwing cash at the problem would make it disappear. What she didn't realize, the judge was about to read one sentence from their own prenup, and everything would collapse. The courtroom was packed. News cameras outside. Reporters whispering. People I'd never met staring like this was some kind of Netflix pilot. Blue-collar guy versus old money royalty. I wore the same suit I'd gotten married in. Not flashy. Not designer. Just me. Across the room, Isabella sat with her family. Expensive clothes, nervous faces. Her dad kept checking his watch like time could save him. Their lawyer whispered nonstop, fast, sharp, desperate. When the judge walked in, the room went dead silent. Their attorney went first. He painted me as a bitter ex trying to cash in on luck I didn't earn. Said the lottery was personal intuition. Claimed the prenup never imagined something like this. My lawyer didn't even flinch. When it was our turn, he stood up slow, calm, confident, and said one sentence that changed everything. Your Honor, contracts mean what they say, not what people wish they said after the money shows up. Then he pulled out the prenup. Page, line, clause. Any prizes or winnings acquired during the marriage shall be considered community property. The judge leaned forward. You could feel the air shift. My lawyer stacked evidence like bricks. 9 years of lottery tickets from a joint account, bank records, spending proof, social media posts. And then the knockout punch. He read their own attorney's filing out loud. The one where he admitted the ticket was bought with community funds. The lawyer turned pale. Isabella was called to stand. Question by question, her story fell apart. Why didn't she keep the money separate? Why did she spend it while married? Why didn't she talk to me? She had no clean answers. By lunchtime, it was over. even if no one had said it yet. When the judge came back, she didn't waste time. She ruled the prenup was valid. The winnings were community property, and I was entitled to half. The gavel hit. Just like that, the room deflated. Her family didn't look angry anymore. They looked defeated. They thought losing half was the worst part. They were wrong, because what happened after the ruling hurt way more than the money. The money didn't hit my account right away. First came the fallout. Isabella had 90 days to come up with my half. And suddenly, that flashy lifestyle she'd been flexing online, yeah, it got real quiet. The luxury car? Gone. The designer bags? Returned or resold. The downtown condo deposit? Pulled back. Her family had to start liquidating assets. Watching old money scramble is something they don't prepare you for. Her dad even sold pieces from his watch collection. The same watches he used to flex at family dinners. Poetic. Meanwhile, their legal bill landed like a wrecking ball. Hundreds of thousands just to lose anyway. The irony was delicious. As for me, I didn't celebrate with a party. I didn't buy anything crazy. I paid off debt, cleared my name, and did the one thing they always said I'd never pull off. I started my own construction company. Same city, same industry, different energy. I hired good people, guys who knew what it meant to grind. We focus on affordable housing, real homes for real families, not glass tower for investors who'd never live in them. Business blew up faster than anyone expected. And Isabella? Last I heard, she was back working under her dad, living in a small apartment, keeping a low profile. Her social media went dark. No more flexing. No more new chapter posts. Money didn't change her. It just revealed her. I still drive my old truck. Still wear the same boots. Still sleep just fine at night. Because the real win wasn't the money. It was walking away knowing I didn't fold, and I didn't let anyone rewrite my worth. They tried to erase me the moment money showed up. Instead, I built something bigger on my own terms.